South Bendigo goes back to 1893, so 130 years of history. Very proud and successful club with 24 senior premierships, a lot of reserves and under-18 premierships and a couple of netball premierships as well.
I've had a long connection with South Bendigo. Both my father and uncle played here in the 1950s. We're part of that successful period where South won 5 premierships across 7 years. My father played in 1 and my uncle played in 2. So there's been a long family history here.
There's been a lot of changes over the time. I mean, when I first started, came to the club as assistant playing coach, and over those first probably 10 years, we're lucky we had a lot of success and senior premierships, and a really good period for the club. But recent times, it was tricky getting support, getting juniors, sustainability of the club.
We haven't won a premiership for about 24, 25 years, so we want to change that around pretty quickly. It was more about, we share the QEO with Sanders. We've done that all that 130 years. We just really wanted a space of our own. Always been at the QEO since day one, so it's a huge move for us to take the club away from the QEO and settle ourselves in the community here in Kennington. It was a long process. I mean, it was a tough decision. There's no doubt about that, to have all that history of the QEO. And the QEO is obviously one of the premier grounds in Central Victoria as far as the size of the ground, the quality of the ground. They've got the grandstand and the history.
Oh gee, well, the old facilities that were here were old grey Besser block things that were dark and dingy. The showers were just horrendous to go into. It was old. There was no. It was old school stuff, and in fact they were outdated when I played football here back in the 1970s.
I think, and there'd been some periods there through that last 12, 13 years where the club was just ticking over, and again, like all regional clubs, survival is an important thing.
In terms of training here, because we were unable to train at the QEO, we've trained here, and then we've had the old facilities which were substandard, and the girls would have to get changed in the dark. So we have 4 different divisions: the junior football, the junior netball, the senior netball and the senior football. So in the past, our facilities have been terrible for female sport.
It's been a long period, I think, 13 years since we started the focus group to getting to this point, to having $5 million new facility built. So it's certainly been a long journey, but it's sort of looking at where South Bendigo would be in 2050.
From the old club rooms that were here, it was not very attractive, but we've come now and we've got a great facility that overlooks the ground. It's elevated, and it's plenty of light here for the club rooms. I think it's just it's been a really good fit for what we've been looking for a long time. I think it's created a bit of excitement around the place, and I know our juniors division, particularly with the football and the netball, is just really growing since we've been involved here. I'd like to think that we can that'd be a great facility for the community and the club, and I'd like to see it really well utilised and a positive place that people can come.
The beautiful thing about it is whilst it's been difficult, with so much support from past players and the older players and older supporters, so that's been really positive, because to take that history away can hurt a lot of people, but the positive feedback we've got has been brilliant.
The other big thing about facilities here is we have netball facilities. I think for too long in Bendigo Football Netball League, there haven't been real facilities for either female footballers, or particularly not for netballers.
In the past, we would train here, and then we'd jump in our cars and we would go up to the QEO and have the meal with the seniors up there. Us all being here at this beautiful new facility, it is a real sense of belonging. We belong to the South Bendigo Football Netball Club.
First class contemporary facilities for both football and netball.
We just didn't have that sense of whole club belonging.
So this is just state of the art. It's modern, it's clean, it's light.
We've had a really good uptake from all the footballers and netballers, and we've run that through to our under-16 junior football as well. So on Thursday nights here we have like a at-home games training tee.
State of the art, brand new facilities, social club, even though we obviously had there at QEO, but looking out on the ground through the glass, and the lights were new, put up about 3 or 4 years ago.
And it's been great that the players and their families have been able to come as well, so it's more like a community feel, which is great, and it's good to see everyone together and mixing, and be footballers and netballers and under-18s in amongst the seniors.
I think one of the big things here is that we'll establish an identity as South Bendigo in the south of Bendigo. So I think over a period of time we'll become a catchment for the kids who grow up in the area, and they'll become South Bendigo players. They'll want to become South Bendigo players, and I think that's important for the success of the club.
And I think for a long-term sustainability of the club, we wanted to get into a community where we can build our supporter and member base, our volunteer base.
I think coming here has a lot of benefits, both for us as a club, but the community which we want to become a member of. To me, the move is one of the best things we've done, and I think it will bear fruit, certainly, if not in the short term, in the medium term, and it'll be long and sustained success.
And now it's the 4 divisions, it's the 4 arms all coming together at the one venue.
It's been a lot of work for a lot of people, but I'm glad to see the fruits of all the hard work of all the people that's coming together.
These new facilities, as beautiful as they are, allow for that capacity for both sexes to be able to participate in sport.
But the long term, we're looking 3 to 5 years down the track, this is really where it's going to take off for us.
Look, it's about growing good people. It's about community orientated people. That sense of belonging is not to be underestimated.
Really amazing feel for the future, and the schools in the area where we've already got students, young students coming through and joining our netball and football teams. It's just a really bright future for the club.